A lot of my patients have been asking me recently, what's the best shoe out there for running and for walking? I always wear my 5 fingers to work a lot with my scrubs. I love the 5 fingers. I tell all my patients they should get 5 fingers. The reason why is because the way God made you walk, you should be walking barefooted. If you go to other countries, you'll see that they don't wear shoes and they don't have the problems we have. Shin splints, heel spurs, low back pain, and they don't have bunions like we have, because most women today dress for fashion, and I fell into that category through college too, buying nice dress shoes and things of that sort. But today I want to specifically talk about running. The best shoe for running, in my opinion, is Newton. And if you go to the Ironman events like I was last weekend in Kansas, a lot of runners wear Newtons. The world champion athlete in Kona, 2 years in a row, the winners are always wearing Newtons, and there's a reason for it. It's more efficient, it's better for your body, you save energy, all the above. Now I'm going to explain to you the science behind Newtons and why they are the best shoe in the world. Personally, in my opinion, I have 5 or 6 pairs of Asics at home, $100 pairs of shoes, New Balances galore. I have Nike Frees, I have Mizunos. I ran my Ironman in Mizunos and I thought they were the greatest shoe in the world. I've got Cast for Orthotics of multiple companies, and that's another soapbox. If you get casted for an orthotic, it's usually in a static position. It never shows the true motion of how you're walking. But let's talk about the shoe of Newton today. This is the Newton shoe, bright as all get out. You'll see that the bottom looks a little bit different than most shoes. It has what's called lugs on the bottom, and I'm going to show you an up-close picture of the lugs. If you look here at the screen, you'll see that this is a pair of Nimbus, Asics Nimbuses. I have 5 pairs of these at home. The Nimbuses on the back is actually 34 millimeters high, and you'll see that the forefront is 22 millimeters. That actually gives you 12 millimeters of a downhill running, about a 13 or 14 degree slope. Even the Kayanas are even worse than that, to believe it or not. The next one here you'll see is a Saucony. You see a lot of Sauconys in triathlon marathon runners. The back's actually 33, the front's 20. So once again, you're running downhill. That would be a 13 millimeter difference in that. Look at the Newtons here, you'll see that the back is at 25 millimeters and the front is at 22, giving you a 3 millimeter difference. That's huge compared to 3 to 13 or 3 to 12, and the degrees of downhill running change dramatically. Let's look at here at this shoe. This is a cushion from like an Asics. They put cushions in their shoes trying to show that the shoe is soft, and when you put it on it feels comfortable. That's not actually what you want. Let's look here at the Newton. This is the Newton that I'm wearing that I was talking about, the lugs. The lugs is actually lean. It actually gives you a spring, and it doesn't allow your body to absorb the shock. So let's look at this next picture here. This is a foam, or like in a regular shoe that you would have, or an Asics gel, or they put foam in here, gel, to make it look comfortable. And when you try on the shoe, once again, it's really soft, but actually your body actually sinks into that instead of bounces you off to make you accelerate faster. And you look at this picture right here. This is kind of crazy, but Newton did this. Put a hard piece of plastic in here. That way, once again, it's like you're hitting the ground and you can accelerate. Here's a video I made with the shoe cut with the lugs. The lugs actually move 10 millimeters, so you get that springing action. So you get the shock absorption. This is called efficiency. The average shoe, if you go and buy a shoe from the mall or any running store, let's take Asics Nimbus for example, or any Asics, or any Nike. Or any basketball shoe. The shoe is only designed for efficiency for about 85 miles. After that, the shoe breaks down. It may feel comfortable, it may look clean, it may look new, but the efficiency is lost. The foam has broken down, and that's why Newton has put the hard rubber that moves like a spring and the hard plastic in there where it doesn't break down. So research has been done. There's been runners that's gotten 4,200 miles on their shoes. Some people that are just getting into it get 1,200. That's a lot of miles for somebody. I know some people buy new shoes every other month, even if they're not wearing Newtons, because they know how important it is to get new shoes. With Newtons, they don't. So the moral of the story is Newtons, you're going to get the lifespan is 10 times the length of any other shoe out there. If you are wearing those other shoes like the Nimbuses, the Kainas, the Sauconys, the Nikes, the Reeboks, the New Balances, you're a heel striker because you're running like this instead of like this. So it makes your heel hit first. And that is bad because anytime you're a heel striker, it breaks the momentum and slows you down because your heel is going out in front of your body and you're having to lean back. As if you were a forefront runner or a barefoot runner, you're always leaning forward running with your momentum going like that. Your knee is being bent, your foot is being bent, so your ankle, your knee is absorbing the shock instead of just bam, all the force going up to your low back. Research has shown now that with EKGs, 3 times the force is being generated up to the spine. And so I find patients with weak gluteus mediuses, weak psoas muscles, runners, IT bands. I have a hard time getting patients better, especially Ironman athletes, getting them better when they are heel strikers. And so I take pictures of them and I show them they are heel strikers. And at the end of this video, I'll show you some pictures at an Ironman event I was at. I took pictures of random people wearing Newtons, and they were doing perfect landing versus other people wearing Asics, New Balances, what I call junk shoes, landing on their heel. Once again, breaking their stride, breaking their momentum, slowing them down. Newton has a slogan, LLL. What you want to do is you want to land, not like this, you want to land on your forefoot. Now, it's not tippy toe. A lot of people think, oh, you're a barefoot runner, you're a Newton runner, you got to run on your toes. No, you never run on your toes. You run on this portion of your foot, you land more vertical or more horizontal, and then you lever, allowing your body to get ready to spring, and then it leaps. So it's going to be land, lever, then leap. So let me show you these videos first of the athletes I took pictures of here. This picture here, as you can see, is a heel striker. His midline is off. And my question to you is, what muscle makes you faster putting your heel in front of your midline? Because you've got to pull that back and then spring off from that. So another thing is when you're doing Newton running or barefoot running, you're going to have a higher cadences, so you're going to be running more steps per second. And the rule of thumb is, I've heard a lot of runners say 3 steps per second, high cadence. So if you're talking for just speed, performance, endurance, Newton is for you. The reason why is because you're going to save energy, not set yourself up for a failure or injury. I don't care if you even go to the track once a week and run a half mile. Newton's for you. Get rid of those shoes. I would almost make fun of somebody that wears their New Balances in. I say, hey, how do you like your high heel shoes? And they say, what are you talking about? I'm like, those are high heel shoes. The same reason I tell my wife not to wear high heels unless she's going out really nice. I say, high heel shoes are bad. It changes your posture. It changes your hips. It messes you up. You get bunions. So these are not high heel shoes. These are more the cross trainer shoes. If you go to the advanced runner shoes, the next step up from this, it actually has 1 millimeter difference and allows more motion of the foot the way the foot was designed. Not to mention, these shoes are like the lightest shoe in the world. I mean, you can even see my hand through here, so really breathable. There's other shoes out there called Zoot that have done a pretty good job with developing shoes for triathlons. They put holes in the bottom and things like that. High heel shoe, once again. But watch this. When Newton came out with this, everybody else is going to try stealing their ideas and doing it. In a few years, you'll hear about this, but Newton will be the forerunner and the leader. Some people might complain about the cost and say, well, these were kind of more expensive than any other shoe. I couldn't afford them. Well, I would say, well, you really can't afford a shoe if they're breaking down after 85 miles and they're setting yourself up for injury, causing you to heel strike, causing you to have these problems. Well, if you go to newtonrunning.com, you'll find out more information. But once again, 5 fingers are great. Buy you a pair of those, buy you a pair of Newtons, and get out there and do some running. This is Dr. Delaney. If you have any questions, call me free at any time. I'll answer any of your questions. Thanks.